Holy mackerel. It actually happened, folks. It actually happened. So President Trump has just announced that they have dropped several bombs, a full payload of bombs, as a matter of fact. Senator Marco Rubio just posted this. We're about to go live. Just hang out for a second. So Marco Rubio just posted this. Come on in, everybody. Join us. We're going to be going live very, very soon with the president, who is going to address the nation at any minute right now. I'm checking out our live poll. It looks like 91% of you, 90% of you said that President Trump made the right choice. If you're like me, I was out walking my dog. Was this military genius or what? I was out walking my dog, not expecting this. And then next thing I know, President Trump has posted this on Truth Social. We have completed. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit lost of words. This is just extremely, extremely surprising. I mean, this was a very, very big surprise attack. And it looks like President Trump posting, we have completed our very successful attack on the 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. All planes are now outside of Iran airspace. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site, Fordow. All planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations. Let me get rid of the banner here for just a second. Congratulations to our great American warriors. There is not another military in the world that could have done this. Now is the time for peace. Thank you for your attention to this matter. This changes everything. This absolutely changes everything. So we have just attacked nuclear sites in Iran. The U.S. has now joined the war with Israel. I'm sure this was planned for a very, very long time, even though there's really, I'm sure, because President Trump, I believe, I trust him completely. That's why I voted for him 3 times. I know President Trump is a, man of peace. He's a peacemaker. He's a president who believes in peace. I know he's given them every chance in a million years. There's no negotiating with these nut jobs. There is absolutely zero negotiating with these nut jobs. They have truly demanded the end of the U.S., the end of Israel ever since they took control back in 1979. They've been advocating for this. So it's been an absolute nightmare. If you were like me, I was out walking my dog and my wife texted me, "Holy mackerel, we've attacked Iran. Get back in here." I want to kind of play this quick clip right here. We're keeping an eye out for the Oval Office. We're about to go live, but I'm going to play a few clips here. The first clip I want to play is Fox News' Jennifer Griffin says the B-2 bombers heading to Guam were a distraction to keep all eyes looking west. This was a distraction. Hold on a second. Here we go, guys. We're going live. Here he is.
We don't know if he's going to come out any second now, any minute now, but I'm going to keep you on the line here, Hal, until we see President Trump walk out. Let's ask one more time, what exactly are you going to be looking to hear from the president? This is going to be the first time we've heard him on camera.
Okay, I guess not. So I thought that we were going to hear from President Trump, but not yet. But again, we're keeping a tight. Oh, here he is. Here he is right here. Here he is. Okay.
President Vance and others.
Oh,
looks
wow.
like Secretary Hegseth and Secretary of State Marco Rubio here. Let's listen to the president after the strikes on Iran.
A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime, Fordo, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight, and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully, we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so. I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin-Kane, spectacular general, and all of the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say, we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, there you have it.
Wow. Okay, so short, to the point. What do you guys think? No questions, just an address to the nation. Interesting. He said something that I thought was really eerie. He said there could be a lot more to come. He said there could be a lot more to come. I wasn't expecting that. What do you guys think in the comments? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. That was a really, really quick address. So I wanted to play this really quickly. I was going to play this right before he came out. This was Jennifer Griffin says the B-2 bombers heading to Guam were a distraction to keep all eyes looking west. I thought that was really interesting. I want to play that for you in just a second. But first, just to get a kind of reaction from what President Trump said, I just want to say this again. You might find this surprising for me, but and I'm very proud. I'm very proud. Yes, I'm with you. Wow, look at that. Look at, we got some huge milestones here. Laura Tilford, 15 months. The OG of all OGs. Robbie Reeder, 9 months. We got the best mods in the business. So great to see you. Angel Fire, member for 10 months, says they thought they were dealing with the sleepy Joe Biden regime. To our favorite content creator, Professor Nez. Thank you, Angel. God bless the USA. Absolutely. China baby member for 15 months. Look at that. We got a huge milestone coming up here. This is amazing. Congratulations, guys. So as I've said before, you might be surprised by what I'm about to say, but it might not have been enough. I don't think regime change anytime is a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea to just topple a regime. But you've had, if you look at before and after these Islamic zealots that have taken over Iran, before the Islamic regime took over in 1979, you had prosperity, flourishment, peace in the Middle East, stability, progress, westernization, modernization. Iran was headed to be the next Japan, creating amazing products. Americans were welcome, love of America. We had great relationships with Iran before the Islamic regime took over. Ever since the Islamic regime has taken over, it's been absolute travesty. Travesty. You ask the Crown Prince, MSB. You ask Netanyahu, of course. You ask a lot of regions in the Middle East will say the exact same things. There's no negotiating with these guys. These guys are absolutely nuts. Welcome all new members. It's great to have you here. DLSP Vapes, it's good to see you. Says there will be a left-leaning lunatic saying we started this war when the real truth is we literally just ended that war. Yeah. All these people, well said. Thank you, Sons of Italy. Thank you, Ginny Boo, for gifting a membership. All these people say, you had a lot of people show their real true colors over the last week or so, turning their back on Trump, saying, oh, this is exactly what he's being a neocon and all this BS. These guys have absolutely done everything imaginable to invite this upon themselves. You can show footage back to 2015 when President Trump first wanted to take office. He has been consistent about Iran having nuclear weapons. I know Putin says Iran can have peaceful nuclear capacities. There is no peaceful nuclear capacities with these nutbags. These are crazy zealots that chant death to America every single day. The Iranian people don't like these guys. The Iranian people love the U.S. The Iranian people, both in Iran and Iranian immigrants here in the U.S., they love the U.S. They want to go back to the Shah's time of modern, progressive, industrialized, not these Stone Age Sharia laws, not these clerics, attacking women for having one strand of hair out of place. Chanting death to America, death to Israel, death to England every chance they get. There's no negotiating with these nut jobs. Not even close. There's no negotiating with these guys. So I know you might find this surprising, and I think maybe Trump dropped that hint. But I think a lot of people will be surprised by my response because there really is. You look at that dichotomy: pre-Islamic takeover, post-Islamic takeover. The difference is night and day. The difference is night and day. Obama really blew this. The people of Iran, how many people remember 2008? Let me know. Let me know in the comments down below if you remember 2008, the Green Revolution. This has been a long time coming. The American people, the Iranian people feel the exact same way towards this ridiculously radical, extreme zealot. It is cultish. It's not even religious. It is a radical Islamic regime that has harbored terrorists, promoted terrorists, supported terrorism, supported bin Laden when they attacked us on 9/11. This has been 46 years in the making. The American people and the Iranian people share the same sentiment. These guys are dangerous. There's no negotiating with them. There's no working it out with them. These are extremely hard-headed. It's 2025, and they still want to institute Stone Age laws. What does that tell you? And like literally, they still want to stone people. Literally Stone Age laws. It's 2025. And look, I'm not saying break from tradition. I'm not saying break from your beautiful cultural passions. Again, traditions. It's none of that. This is taking it to a whole new level, an unreasonable, lunatic-esque lunacy type of regime, taking this religion to a whole new level. I think in many ways a detriment to this religion, if there are some beautiful facets to it. I'm not one to judge. I don't know that much about Islam. I know there's been a lot of bad things that have come out because of radical factions of Islam. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to judge. I believe in God. I love God. I talk to God every single day of my life. It's a personal relationship. I'm not religious at all. I'm not dogmatic at all. It's a very personal relationship that I have. Every time I take my dog on a walk, I pray and I talk to God every single day. That's 365, 24, well, not 24 hours, but in a way, 365 every single day. I do that. So I'm not here to judge, but there's no negotiating with these guys. And they have sown massive chaos and bedlam throughout the Middle East, which has direct consequence. So getting back to my point about panicans, it's really sad and tragic, these people who don't understand, including somebody I respect a lot, Tucker Carlson. Even though I think Tucker's intentions are great, it's really sad to me to see these people turn their back on a guy who took a bullet. This guy took a bullet for you. This guy took a bullet for you. And you turn your back on him like that? Are you just showing your true colors, or is it a moment of emotions? Let me know in the comments. Carter was the worst president before Joe Biden, before Vegetable in Chief. Carter destroyed everything. Carter could have helped Shah during this revolution, like we did in pretty much every other government that we supported and that we implemented and cultivated that had American interests. But getting back to Tucker and all these panicans, for them to say that it has nothing to do with the U.S., for them to say that Trump is engaging in activities that are not America first, this has everything to do with U.S. interests. Are you kidding me? These guys had a video of an assassination on their Islamic Republic state media website. They had a video showing an assassination attempt on President Trump, much like Ryan Rout at Mar-a-Lago. These guys have chanted death to America, death to Israel every single day. These guys have sown chaos, bedlam. They attacked Israel, for crying out loud, a few months ago. How many people forget that? A non-provoked, with no impunity. They didn't face any backlash from the international community. I mean, sanctions don't do anything. Look at North Korea. You think sanctions do anything? There's a part of me that feels like maybe this isn't enough, but Trump has promised there may be more to come. So check this out. I think this is really interesting. I want you guys to check this out right here.
My phone has been literally ringing off the hook. But what I would say is that it's notable how much deception was involved in this operation. All eyes were looking west towards Guam and the B-2s that took off late last night towards Guam. It's possible that, but if the distance there would suggest that the B-2s may have also flown east from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri. Remember, the air refuelers, many of them were placed in Europe and across the Middle East. And that is what is known as an air refueling bridge. And all of those B-2s would require much air refueling in order to make it they usually fly round trip from Whiteman. And so what we can say, and the president said this in his Truth Social post, is that a full payload of bombs, those massive ordnance penetrators, the 30,000-pound bunker buster bombs, were dropped at Fordo. And as we have reported, there are 2 entrances to Fordo. So at least 2 bombs at each 2 entrances, which suggests at least 2 B-2s were involved over Fordo. My suspicion is that there were more. And then you have the 2 other sites, Natanz, which is also has an underground enrichment facility. The Israelis had not been able to reach or take out that facility despite the last 10 days of bombing. And so now U.S. warplanes, likely another B-2 bomber, had dropped that MOP, the 30,000-pound bunker buster, on Natanz. And then you also have Isfahan, a third site south of Tehran. And that is also a very significant enrichment facility. So those B-2 bombers, it's possible that as everybody was looking west for the B-2s flying towards Guam, that in fact there was another package of squadron of B-2s that were flying east from Whiteman. It's about a 15-hour trip from Whiteman in Missouri to the Middle East, to Iran. And those bombers often fly round trip and takes them about 30 hours to get home. But they are out of danger tonight. They are not in Iranian airspace anymore, according to the president. The other thing I can point out, Brett, is that this is an operation in the last 18 years since I've been at the Pentagon. I've never seen such operational security. There was nobody speaking about this, any of the preparations. There was a complete lockdown, almost a blackout of information for the last few days.
And that is totally true. I mean, so I was kind of wondering what this 2-week, I'll give them 2 weeks. I didn't understand that at all. I just kind of dismissed that. Like, what does that mean? I'm going to give them 2 weeks. Well, now we find out that this is why President Trump tells these ridiculous woke propaganda media outlets, when are you planning on attacking? I mean, they ask these ridiculous questions. So President Trump, if you are going to attack Iran, when would that be? Like, what are you kidding me? I'm going to tell you when I'm going to attack them? What's the matter with you? Well, Biden did. Biden said everything because he was a vegetable in chief. It is being announced, and if you miss some of the address, I'll play a couple clips. But it is being announced that all of Iran's nuclear facilities are officially obliterated. So it's officially obliterated. Trump is calling this a spectacular military success. And so I just want to play for you this clip right here where Trump says the U.S. military carried a massive precision strike on the 3 nuclear facilities in the Iran regime. And then he says, I can report to the world. And I want to share this right here, what he says here. This is really, really amazing. Wow. Listen to this, everybody.
A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime: Fordo, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier.
Wow. 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 Far greater and a lot easier. I guess they thought that President Trump was, they probably thought that President Trump was bluffing. That's what they thought. Well, the shtick is on you now. Apparently Iranian state media is posting maps of military bases saying that President Trump is starting it and we're about to finish it. So I didn't understand the 2-week thing. I knew that was odd. Everybody had their eye on Guam. He talked about Guam. Everybody had their eyes off the ball. And guess what? That is, I think, tactical military genius. He said it time and time again. He's given them how many opportunities? I'm with my president. This is what I voted for. I voted for him 3 times, and this is exactly what I voted for. We have balls. A la my hero, one of my personal heroes, if not my ultimate hero in American politics, Teddy Roosevelt. We've got balls back in the White House. I'm not for war. I don't think, I can't think of anybody. I don't know anybody who's for war. I'm not for war. I don't believe in war. But, it's funny. I was talking to somebody on my walk today with my dog Blue, and I was telling them the exact same thing that I tell everybody. I'm a sweetheart. I'm the nicest guy on the planet. But don't push me. Don't push me, because I don't F around, and I can be ferocious. Okay. But I am such a sweetheart. I'm such a nice guy. Look at Trump. He's so forgiving. He brought Bill Maher to the White House, even though Bill Maher has trashed him, that slimy rat Bill Maher, who's still now, because his audience got upset with him for actually humanizing. President Trump's a human. He's such a rat bastard, turned his back. And now he's back at it again, trashing Trump at every single chance he gets on his ridiculous show, his fakakta show. Well, guess what? President Trump is always forgiving, always open-minded, giving a chance. They tried to bankrupt him. They tried to imprison him. They tried to assassinate him. I mean, for the love of God, this guy, is too nice. He's always forgiving. He's way more forgiving than I would be. I'll tell you that much. He's way more forgiving than I would ever be. That's a fact. That is an absolute fact. So, I love broccoli. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Says the people of Iran said they do not want a foreign nation doing regime change. This will be another Libya, Iraq, Syria, Yemen, etc. I disagree. I don't think this is going to be anywhere near that. Thank you, Mrs. Attitude, for the super chat. Welcome, Jenny Boo. I want to play I want to find some more clips here from the actual live. It was very, very brief. It was very, very brief. Spectacular military success. And so I want to post a couple more. I want to post a couple more clips here. Here's Senator Mullen. President Trump saying, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen. There's not going to be boots on the ground. There's not going to be boots on the ground. There's not going to be anything even near that. Okay. Nowhere near boots on the ground or anything like that. We don't need that. What we need is we need toughness. We need balls. We need to look these zealots in the eye and say, do you really want to F around with us? That's just a taste. Do you want more? Are you really think I'm bluffing? You think vegetable in chief? You think cackling, disgusting, DEI, hire, Kamala, unqualified, brain donor, donkey-brained mook Kamala? Can you imagine? You know how lucky we are? You know how lucky we are? We got this guy? Do you know how lucky we are we got this guy? Holy mackerel. I don't think you realize how lucky you are we got this guy. I want to play for you some more clips. Here's a clip from, I really like this guy. This is Senator Mark Wayne Mullen. I love that name, Mark Wayne. Peace through strength is what POTUS has been talking about from day one. So I want to play this. Let me know what you guys think of this in just a second here.
Yeah, Sean, there's a lot to unpack here, and I completely agree. Peace through strength is what President Trump has been talking about from day one. I can tell you every one of our allies in that region is extremely thankful, and those that aren't our allies in that region are extremely thankful. All of our enemies around the world are extremely fearful right now. I think you pointed out earlier, North Korea is, let me tell you, they're the back of the hair just stood up on their neck. You have China that's paying attention. You have Putin that's paying attention. They understand that we can deliver when we need to, and we can destroy things and targets that threaten the United States. Now, keep in mind that this regime since 1979 has killed over 1,000 American either civilians or service members, and just since 2023. Underneath the Biden administration, they were not giving us direct information. Even in March, when they were doing the handoff, we were not getting direct information of what was actually going on in Iran. Keep in mind, the Biden administration was trying to appease them. They were trying to say, hey, nothing to look at, while they gave them billions of dollars from the taxpayers of the United States. And what President Trump did is he made this a priority, because 10 years ago, when he came down the escalators in New York, he said that there was no way Iran could ever have a nuclear weapon. And he has made that a priority in this administration. Once we got eyes on and saw how big of a threat Iran actually was, it became a point of urgency. And President Trump just put the exclamation on it and said, you're done bullying us and chanting death to America.
Okay, new poll. I want to do a live poll right now. How many people in the comments think right now? So it's beyond obvious, because I trust my president. I voted for him 3 times. It's beyond obvious to me that Iran was extremely close. Some people, in some estimates, saying weeks away from nuclear enrichment to create a nuclear bomb. It's beyond a fact that President Trump has said for decades now. Even before he was president, he said this. He frowned and was very harsh critically on Obama's nuclear deal with Iran, which was bupkis. Here's a free poll. How many people in the comments right now, let me know, how many of you think that if Iran was given nuclear weapons, how many of you think they would have used them civilly and peacefully versus use them to attack? Let me know in the comments. If you think attack, type a capital A. If you think peacefully, give me a capital P in the comments. How many of you think they would have attacked if they had a nuclear weapon? How many think they would have used it peacefully? Let me know in the comments down below. I see a lot of A's. I see a lot of A's. We've got smart people in the Nez Nation chat. Hello. We got extremely, extremely smart people. I see a lot of A's. We're live on Rumble as well. I see a lot of A's. We're Professor Nez everywhere. Rumble, Facebook, podcasts, Spotify, everywhere. Make sure you follow, subscribe everywhere. Thank you, China Baby, for gifting 5 memberships. Yeah, of course they're going to use it to attack. Are you kidding me? Thank you so much, Gloria Van Ravensway. It's great to see you. God bless Trump. We are so lucky. You're absolutely right. Thank you, China Baby. It's great to see you. A lot of A's. I don't see one P. Smart audience. So this is what Trump just posted. We have completed our very successful attack on 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. All planes are now outside of airspace, Iran airspace. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site. Fordow. I don't know. I could be messing that up. All planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our great American warriors. There is not another military in the world that could have done this. Now is the time for peace. Thank you for your attention to this matter. How many of you think there's going to be more attacks? Let me know in the comments. Do you think there's going to be more attacks? This could be really interesting. Here's President Trump's full response. By the way, he just posted this. He just posted this on Truth Social. A big He just posted that, which is really awesome. Here is I want to post this. I want to play this again because it was such a short address to the nation. But here is President Trump, his full remarks on the precision. This is just a 3-minute clip. Check this out.
A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime, Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight, and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully, we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so. I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin-Kane, spectacular general, and all of the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
They also released some footage, photos from the White House Situation Room. I want to show this. I want to show this to you right now. You can see here. Here are some photos from the Situation Room. That is Trump right there. Kind of zoom in on that a little bit. You can see Trump in the Situation Room. And some more photos here. One of the admirals, J.D. Vance in the background. You can see Trump in the foreground, and Susie Wiles, Chief of Staff, right there in the foreground. There's Marco Rubio. and Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth. There is CIA Director right there, Ratcliffe, looking very pensive in the Situation Room. These are just released, these photos right here. Susie Wiles, there's the general. We got him like this. This is how we got him. There's President Trump at the head of the table in the Situation Room. Looking good. Quite frankly, probably looking very good, right? We love you, Mr. President. Thank you. There's President Trump and J.D. Vance right there. Wow, what a great photo that is. Look at that. Look at Trump and Vance right there. Very cool. I trust my president. I think we got balls back in the White House. I think he did the right thing. I think it could have been a lot worse. As a matter of fact, I think he was probably generous. And I just have some breaking news right here. President Trump has just released this. So let me actually, hold on a second here. So it looks like President Trump has just said, he just posted this. So President Trump has said, any retaliation by Iran, this is literally seconds ago. He just posted this announcement on Truth. Any retaliation by Iran against the United States of America will be met with force far greater than what was witnessed tonight. Thank you, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. I told you guys that Iranian state media was posting some sites, a big map of sites of military bases in the Middle East. I'd love to get your thoughts on this. I would love to get your after tonight's. Here's a poll. After tonight's successful U.S. strikes on Iran's nuclear sites ordered by President Trump, do you believe this was the right decision? Was it a necessary step for national security or a move that could escalate global tensions? Comment below. Let's talk about it. Let's keep this discussion going. As always, I will keep you posted on everything that comes about. Again, if you're just joining us, let me just do a summation here. President Trump has really bamboozled the entire world, if you ask me, by attacking 3 nuclear sites. I'm gonna share this really fast because this was the post that was heard around the world. I was walking my dog Blue when this happened. So President Trump posted this, and then he was going to address the nation. So he says, we have completed a very successful attack on 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. All planes are now outside of Iran airspace. A full payload of bombs was dropped. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site, Fordow. All planes are safely, outside of Iran airspace, a full payload of bombs. Congratulations to all our American warriors. All planes are safely on their way home. There is not another military in the world that could have done this. Now is the time for peace. Thank you for your attention on this matter. Hakeem Jeffries, President Trump misled the country about his intentions. No, he just didn't tell you, you dumb dollar store Obama. Oh, now AOC wants to impeach President Trump. My God, these Democrats. They never, ever change. AOC just announced this is grounds for impeachment. Can you believe this? Yes, I can actually. As a matter of fact, I can. So you even have a retired U.S. Army General, Barry McCaffrey, who went on MSNBC with a stunned Nicole Wallace, who is a walking travesty. He says the U.S. had the technology to carry out what is probably a long-term impact on Iran's nuclear program. I think it was in many ways a bold and good move. And then this is breaking right here. just a summation here. This is just a summation. President Trump just posted this. Any retaliation by Iran against the United States of America will be met with force far greater than what was witnessed tonight. Thank you, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. Balls. Peace through strength. Teddy Roosevelt. America #1 again. Not this. Remember this guy? Who's this guy? Here's my favorite impression right here. Tell me in the comments who this is. President Biden. If Iran decides to attack Israel, what would you have? What would you say to them, or what would you say to Iran, who has any ambitions for nuclear weapons? Don't. Oh, sorry. Who was that? Instead of a vegetable in chief, we now have a real leader. We now have a real American badass who puts America first. We're not joining Ukraine anymore. We're not giving billions of dollars a week to Zelensky anymore. The tariffs are working. The stock market is working. Too late Powell is blowing it. The economy is booming. Gas prices are plummeting. The economy is getting right back to where it was. We got a powerful Secretary of Treasury and Scott Bessent. We've got a closed border, 97% closed. And now the terrorists supporting, harboring terrorists, celebrated when we were attacked by 9/11, have caused chaos in the Middle East since 1979 when they took over. Before that, we had great relations with Iran under the Shah, progressive, modernized, beautiful. Everything was rolling until these Islamic zealots got in there. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound familiar, everybody? As a matter of fact, I think he didn't do enough. I mean, I love my president. I love what he did. I think he did the right thing. Nobody wants war. Trump doesn't want war. He gave them opportunity after opportunity. I mean, time and time again, he said, negotiate, make the deal, make the deal. You think I'm bluffing? He gave them so many opportunities. You cannot negotiate with terrorists. That's exactly what they are, chanting death to America every single day. The Iranian people and the American people are like this. They're sick and tired of these Khomeinis, these Ayatollahs. It's all over. Hasta la pasta. No more vegetable in chief. You're out of here. And I'm proud. I'm a proud American right now. As always, I will keep you posted on everything that happens. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I want to see some answers to the poll. Make sure you tap that thumbs up. If you love America, tap that thumbs up. It doesn't cost you a thing, but it helps us out exorbitantly. I'm going to keep you posted on everything. I post brand new videos every single day. If you want to get one of these made in the USA, original designs, the link to our shop is in the pinned comment and in the description down below. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless the United States and all who